For the land of the free and the whole.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Powell. Giles is out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3. And for the Mavericks, they've got Porzingis, Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. Then there's Marjanovic, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. Porzingis can't hit.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
Lillard against Doncic. And Lillard gets it to go. Chris, it doesn't matter if they're two of the best teams in the league or the two worst. When these guys get together, these rivals, it's always fun.
Yeah, Kevin, you're so right. When it's a conference rivalry, that's even better. They know each other so well, and that doesn't make them friends.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard outside. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Look at the energy Lillard plays with. He doesn't give in to the defense. He's superb at scoring despite getting hit.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. A free throw good from Lillard. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Powell against Richardson. Porzingis kicks to Richardson. Makes it off the glass.
Well, I like Richardson's versatile skill set. He has the deep shot, but he can also drive through the D.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Here's Doncic, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Here's Powell. That one falls.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Doncic finds Richardson. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Doncic passes to Porzingis. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And a little contact won't go a long way against Porzingis. What a display of physicality.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard bounce pass. Kanter kicks to Lillard. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Doncic. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Kanter.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Kanter. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, hit it to him.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Billy Cauley-Stein comes in for Marjanovic. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Here's Simons following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Now the pass to Nurkic. Stolen by Brunson. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
It takes a lot to shake Richardson's focus. He's adept at absorbing the hit and finishing the play.
Dallas making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Simons, the pass to McCollum. Fires for three. Mavericks with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
They get it back. Paulie Stein. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
You see the length helping Paulie Stein right there? I mean, that's what allows him to be a factor on the board.
Simons surveying the D. And McCollum is good for three.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Pass to Nurkic. And it's good. 2 points.
Using incredible balance and mobility for his position, Nurkic drives all the way to the rim.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Releases. Hardaway against Jones. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For Dallas, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Passes it to Hardaway. He kicks it to Cauley Stein. Shoots over Lillard. Offline from behind post. Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark as we wrap up the first. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked about his...
I know that when the main guy...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They were just the more aggressive team. I mean, feeding off this crowd's energy.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Portland, Nurkic is out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jones. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard position.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Lillard the pass to Simons. Right side Jones. For Dallas, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Giles checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Cantor comes in for Anthony. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Powell in for Anthony Simons. Hollis Jefferson finds Powell. And that one drops for him.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
Doncic with it. Hollis Jefferson's there. Doncic with the bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lillard outside. And Lillard gets double-teamed. Pass to Cantor. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And here's the break. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Lillard attacking. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Well, that's a tough one. You know, you gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal. True. Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James, I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Powell. Porzingis comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Hardaway is subbed in for Trey Burke.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
And that one is good. Hardaway has got his second bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's McCollum. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded closely. Good D by Covington.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Porzingis. Redick with it. Now Covington defending. Here's Doncic. High quality look, and he sinks it. Doncic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Here's Simons. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the basket by McCollum.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
Yeah, he's just not giving the ball up. He's passing with a purpose, and this lead to scores.
Here's Porzingis. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Porzingis has got 6.
Oh, you get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
There's the pass to Nurkic. Kicks it to McCollum. Here's Simons, guarded by Doncic, and he makes that one. Simons has got the lead back up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
Well, that'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
Doncic, down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
Well, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Redick against McCollum. "17-foot shot on the way." Nurkic shooting foul. Well, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach...
And that does it for the first half of play. Trailblazers lead by...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. Well, he's been an elite scorer for so long in the league. Shaq Thomas, Damian Lillard. And that's going to do it for us here.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
They've got Marjanovic. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Lillard, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Good on the shot. Hollis Jefferson's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
Oh, I like the playmaking ability of Lillard. I mean, unpredictable in these pick-and-roll sets and excellent at slicing the ball through the defense.
And it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Finney-Smith, covered by Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Richardson the pass to Porzingis.
Nice contest by Cantor that time. It's a portion of his game he's improved on. Effort on D.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the lead. Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Oh, you're right, and I love the opportunistic approach. These kinds of hustle plays can be game changers.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Doncic against Lillard. Porzingis kicks to Finney-Smith. Porzingis inside, and the shot goes in. Porzingis has got 8 points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Luka Doncic. Richardson up top. He's guarded by McCollum. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Brunson the pass to Porzingis. Good on the bucket. Porzingis has got it all tied up now for Dallas.
He's done everything they've asked for tonight. I mean, it's all because of all the work he's done that this game is even close.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Here's McCollum. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's Richardson. And foul on the shot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Nurkic in the post, working on Cauley Stein. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot before second violation for the Trailblazers. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simon. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Mavericks have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Such a smart offensive player. When McCollum sees these shots open up, he doesn't think twice about firing.
It's Powell on the wing. And it's rebounded by Covington. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. Here's McCollum. He can't get it to go. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarter.
Good work there as it goes.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
32 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Simon. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
Capable of being a defensive anchor. Keeper Cauley Stein is positioning himself to swat shots. Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
Simons, the pass to McCollum. He feeds it to Covington. Here's Simons. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got Hollis Jefferson. Enes Kanter is out there with Giles. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Lillard in at the point. 14 feet away. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And the Mavericks with some changes. Porzingis is checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Trey Burke. And here's Doncic from the arc. A new 14 for the Mavericks. That shot missing. Trailblazers trail by 4. Here's Lillard. Here's Kanter. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Goes back up. Kanter kicks to Lillard. Shoots from 14. That shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Here's Porzingis. Powell pulls it in. The Trailblazers shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting on all cylinders.
Wow, the speed of Lillard. So masterful at making decisions in the fast break situations.
The Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Redick passes to Doncic. 18 feet out, and that one swishes right in. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Yeah, it seems like whenever one team scores, the other comes right back with a bucket of its own.
Lillard, the pass to Kanter. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists now in this one.
For a guy that spends so much time in the low post, Kanter is a solid jump shooter. Good rhythm to his catch-and-shoot motion.
The 3 for Doncic. The shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Floats one. Hollis Jefferson, good. And that'll tie this game up.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Doncic with it. Hollis Jefferson's there. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. It's stolen by Marjanovic. And Porzingis, here we go. Missed it. He's now made 6 of 10 from the field. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
It's Redick on the wing. This is it to Finney-Smith. It's blocked. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. And the Mavericks with some changes. Mike Powell comes in for Marjanovic. Hardaway is subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And a switch here also for Portland. Nurkic is checked in. Here's Powell. Sinks that one from the post.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, it's taking on a different feel since the break. You can see how many more hustle plays are being made.
And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 4. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. I told him this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
Doncic against Lillard. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
Got to admire the passion Lillard plays with. He knows he loves having the ball in his hands.
Mavericks trail by 4. Now, here's Doncic. It's to Porzingis. He kicks to Powell. Back to Porzingis from the low block. And off the glass. That one's good. Porzingis has got 10 points in just the second half.
And with that unique combination of size and skill, Porzingis is a dependable late-game scoring option.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Moving it up. Here's Porzingis. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Enes Kanter.
And at 7'3", Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
Wrong guy to put on the line in the close game. You know he's not going to miss.
Here's Lillard. Got it!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make shots.
Doncic looking it over. Shoots over Hollis Jefferson.
This is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooting.
Out to the right wing. Lillard, the pass to Kanter. Hollis Jefferson kicks to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Lillard from outside. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with the
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Los Angeles. And a good Thursday evening to you, 2K. DA, it's
Good evening, Kevin.
what a story. David, thank you. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Marjanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Doncic. Then there's Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. You know, he rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Here's Beverly, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Pass to Cousins. He kicks it to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. From deep, George. It's rebounded by Dallas. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Passes to Richardson. Down low. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And a little contact won't go a long way against Porzingis. What a display of physicality.
Outside Leonard. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now, here's Doncic. Finney-Smith passes to Doncic. Porzingis kicks to Finney-Smith. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Doncic. Porzingis has got 6 points. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now Beverly. Pass to Morris. George against Richardson. Here's Morris. It's hauled in by Richardson. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The 3 for Doncic. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. The Clippers trail. Beverly with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic, and it's George finishing it off.
It's amazing everything Leonard gives you, including the eyes to find the open man.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Off target with his 3. On offense, here are the Clippers. Beverly, the pass to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverly. That's a terrific pass.
Doncic feeling it out. The pass to Finney-Smith. Off target from three-point range. Clippers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Beverly, the pass to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
DeMarcus Cousins made sure that one went down. High percentage dunk for DeMarcus.
Doncic outside. Outside, Porzingis for 3. Offensive rebound. Los Angeles leading by 4. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Here's George. Out to Morris. Back to George. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Brunson finds Cauley Stein. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Trying to end the drought, and it's laid in by Brunson.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
To the left side wing. Here's Mann. The Clippers keep it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Ready. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverley about his throwback.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverley may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Reggie Jackson out there with Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the 4 spot. Mavericks trail by 6. And Cauley Stein with the basket on the assist from Hardaway. Cauley Stein's got his first basket of the night. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Back to Jackson. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. The Mavericks shooting the ball at 42%. And Redick kicks to Hardaway. Back to Redick. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Clippers leading by 4. Jackson passes to Kennard. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Oturu, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Pass to Powell. Here's Cauley Stein. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverley is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. And here's Brunson. After Reggie Jackson was able to get the triple, here's Hardaway. He feeds it to Powell. Back to Hardaway. Dallas moving it around. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Clippers leading by 9. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Passes it to Oturu. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Cauley Stein goes in. Hardaway against George. Brunson with a clean look. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Flexing at the rack. Leonard doing what he can to fire up his teammates.
Mavericks trail by 11. And 1:01 left to play here in the half. Pass to Powell. Kicks to Hardaway. Brunson against Jackson. Back to Hardaway. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Stein against Leonard. The pass to George. Good.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
Mavericks trail by 11. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Redick against Kennard. It's Hardaway with the drive. Powell finds Hardaway. Lays it up off the glass. Hardaway has got 4 this quarter.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Outside, George. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And all right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. He lets the production speak for itself. Thanks for joining us.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now, here's Richardson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Porzingis at the elbow. And he uses the glass on the layup. 8 points for Porzingis.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Outside, George. To the paint. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by George. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And working the painted area, Morris with just enough size and quickness to finish the play, even with a hand in his face.
Now, here's Doncic. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. Beverly against Doncic. And it goes down 2 points.
And sometimes there's just nothing you can do against Doncic. He's terrific at keeping his focus on the rim.
Pass to Beverly. Back to George. Doncic with the steal. Fast break, Dallas. Doncic leading the charge. Passes it to Porzingis. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. Kept alive. Mavericks trail by 9. Fast break, Dallas. Back to Doncic. And stolen by Cousins. George looking over the floor. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. Now here's Porzingis. Morris with the rebound.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim.
To the middle, Beverly finds Cousins. The shot by George, wide open. Off target from the wing.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Beverly against Doncic. Pass to Leonard. Jacks up a 3. A 3-pointer is right on target. Leonard's got 9.
There's the response. Kawhi rarely changes expression, but you know what he's thinking. I got your back.
Here's Doncic. Finney-Smith kicks to Doncic. Left side, Porzingis. Richardson outside. Clock at 4. Here's Doncic. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Doncic has got 7 points here in this quarter.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Jackson. And there's the pass to Oturu. And here's Kennard. From the arc. Powell pulls it in. Mavericks trail by 9. Redick for 3. A second chance effort. Bucket is good. He has 6.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Oturu, the pass to Jackson. Pass to Kennard. The 3. He can't hit that time. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Brunson. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish play.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. They've got Batum. Ivica Zubac is out there with Jackson. And it's Oturu in at the power forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. It's good.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
And here's Brunson. They'll bring it up for the Mavericks. They trail by 9 points. Out to Porzingis. Pass to Finney-Smith. Burke with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Here's Brunson. That one falls, coming off Burke's feet.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Jackson looking around to the inside. Here's Oturu, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And if you're the defender, you have to respect the ability of Jackson to finish. That opens things up for the assist.
Brunson kicks to Hardaway. Dallas moving it around. Pass to Burke. This one for 3. That shot no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Oturu, the pass to Zubac. Chalk up 2 there. And the Clippers lead by 10.
Not just swinging the ball around the perimeter. Aggressive move inside.
Brunson against Jackson. Brunson the pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Brunson. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Los Angeles leading by 10. Out to the right wing. Now the pass to Zubac. The offensive rebound. Outside Batum. Zubac, the pass to Oturu. Back to Zubac. They shoot again. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Mavericks trail by 10. And Brunson has it in the corner. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Brunson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now here's Jackson. Man passes to Jackson. And the basket by Oturu.
Resourceful move there. That was not an easy one to convert.
Especially given the height disadvantage. I love the way he created space for his shot.
Here's Brunson. And the shot goes in. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Jackson against Brunson. Right side Jackson. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Burke can't get it to go. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Clippers lead by 9.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Now here's Beverly. Back to Cousins. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Redick dishes to Richardson. Shoots it. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And here are the Clippers now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. A nice shot by George.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Marjanovic kicks to Doncic. Dishes it to Redick. Out to Porzingis from deep. Rebound by the Clippers. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Beverly for 3. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
Coming on the floor for your Clippers, Ivica Zubac.
It's Richardson on the wing. And here's Doncic from the arc. So the Clippers winning this one easily. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. And with
Kevin, thanks.
he stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position. And for Portland, Powell is out there with Damian Lillard. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Giles in at the 5. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. George passes to Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. Passes it to Kanter. Lillard against Morris. Lillard surveying the D. Pocket 6. Pass to Hollis-Jefferson. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And Cousins kicks to Beverly. And the pass to George. From deep. Back to Beverly. Leonard on the wing. Covered by Hollis-Jefferson. Step back and squared up. Leonard's got his second basket of the game.
I love the patience, the tactical mindset of Leonard. He's so good at picking his spots, especially on the pick and roll.
George against Powell. He dishes it to Lillard. And here is Powell. Hollis-Jefferson passes to Kanter. Morris with the rebound. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now Beverly. The dish to Leonard. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
A 3 from Morris. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And Patrick Beverly sneaking in right there, always looking for ways that he can help support the team.
We've got 1:55 left here in the opening quarter. Lillard the pass to Giles. And stolen by Cousins. Morris with the ball. Kanter covering. And George with the stuff.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Here's Lillard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He feeds it to Kanter, and Lillard kicks to Powell. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Los Angeles making a switch here. Simons surveying the D. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Nurkic. Here's McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Jackson drives in.
That's a smart play Jackson will keep going back to. He knows he'll make it to the rim, get fouled, or maybe both.
This is his first free throw of the game. And so he hits both. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. It's a 10-point game. Can they get it? And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
A lot of questions in the early part of C.J. McCollum's career about could he become a valuable scorer in the league and really what position would he play. But after being the 10th overall pick in 2013, he's answered those questions.
Now here's Jackson. The tray connects from three-point range. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win. Surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Here's McCollum. He clangs that one off the back iron and down it falls.
You give CJ that kind of shot and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Jackson. A rebound by Simon.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Now here's McCollum. The shot's good.
And the ball handling right there of McCollum. He's able to get anywhere on the court he wants to go.
And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. And we'll be right back.
I think it comes from the...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Working the offensive glass that sometimes comes from predictable shots from your offense, and they've been opportunistic here.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Kennard, also Reggie Jackson out there, and it's man in at the small forward. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office.
Smart and aggressive, Lillard repeatedly dominating the pick and roll set.
Man passes to Kennard. Inside, Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they've got a nice groove going right now offensively.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just one on the basket from Enes Kanter.
A reliable finisher who can score in a multitude of ways. Kanter is a tough cover down low.
George dishes to Leonard. George passes to Cousins. Kicks it to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Back to Cousins. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. McCollum with the ball. He has 6. Offensive rebound. From deep three-point range. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Leonard inside. Guarded by Powell. Pass to George. He kicks to Morris. Over Giles. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Portland trailing here. 3-on-3. And here's McCollum for 3. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. And so Cousins will bring it up for Los Angeles. Nothing offensively yet from them in the second quarter. Passes to Beverly. Stolen by McCollum. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. McCollum with the ball. Over Beverly. Now here's Hollis Jefferson. Defended by George. Giles kicks to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Hollis Jefferson passes to McCollum. Again, McCollum missing. The Clippers shooting around 40% from the floor here. And Leonard has it in the corner. Takes it off the glass. Leonard's got 8 points.
Hard to deny Leonard when he gets in that close to the rim. Too many ways for him to get creative to score.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Cantor dishes to McCollum. Fires from 14. Trailblazers keep it alive. Cantor kicks to Hollis Jefferson. Here's McCollum. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's McCollum. He's got 6. Pass to Giles. Over Beverly. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Giles.
I know CJ plays the 2-guard position alongside Lillard, but he doesn't.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They have a narrow 3-point lead. And that...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
We've got Yusuf Nurkic. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. George missing again.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Jones finds McCollum. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Excellent job by Nurkic to go right into the defense and get hit. Then he buries the shot.
That one drops. He ties it up. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. That one drops for him.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Back to McCollum. This is to Jones. Doesn't go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in. Leonard's got 12 in the game.
Yeah, the claw using those broad shoulders and those hands, snatching that one down, wasting no time going back up.
Now Hollis Jefferson. It's McCollum on the wing. Hollis Jefferson finds McCollum. And here's Jones. Again, the miss by Jones.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. McCollum outside. Back to Hollis Jefferson. McCollum outside. Steps back and fights. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
He's a lethal all-around scorer. You have to love the versatility of McCollum's offensive game.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Harry Giles is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Cantor comes in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell's checked in for McCollum. And it's Damian Lillard in for Derek Jones.
And the D just a step slow, reacting to the step back.
There's 1:54 left to play in the third. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lillard finds Powell. Back to Lillard. Giles the pass to Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. The pass to Giles. Shoots over Zubac. Can't connect from the right block. Los Angeles leading by 4. Here's Kennard. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Kennard's got his second basket.
Now all the way to the bucket. No resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard outside. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Giles. Feeds it to Cantor. No good from the low block.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Here's Mann. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now it's an 8-point Clipper lead. Now, here's Lillard. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. It's good.
Damian doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off and found some space there.
Everly with the ball. Passes it to Kennard. Top of the key. And it's Portland with the rebound. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. With 1 on the clock. And the dunk by Zubac.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
And so it's Los Angeles holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Here's McCollum. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Patrick Beverley out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Oturu in at the 4. Kennard against McCollum. 5 on the clock. Jones drives in. Here's Nurkic, and the rejection by Cousins.
So important for Cousins to continue to develop that defensive awareness. I like to see him showing off some of that shot blocking ability.
Lillard's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jackson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverley. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Morris finds Cousins. George against Lillard. George passes to Cousins. Back to George. Puts up a 3. They get it again.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Trailblazers trail by 10. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Lillard against George. Lillard dishes to Covington. Lillard the pass to Covington. Leonard with the steal. And here's George. Out to Morris. Pass to Cousins. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. From deep, George. No good that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. Here's Lillard. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Well, there are scorers, and then there are confident scorers. Lillard's so dangerous with the jumper, the floater, getting to the rack, you name it. One of the bright stars in the NBA.
Outside, George. Rebounded by Covington.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kicks it out to Lillard. The pass to Jones. To the inside. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Trailblazers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. A great 4th quarter, just giving up 2 points. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And George gets it to go. Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the offseason honing his craft. First on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career. And that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
Leonard kicks to Beverley. Leonard inside. Covington's there. That shot missing. Trailblazers trail by 11. Lillard finds Hollis Jefferson. It's rebounded by Leonard.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot off.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter comes in for Robert Covington. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in. George against Lillard. Here's Kanter. Hollis Jefferson passes to Simons. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
On the wing, George. Jackson dishes to George. Shoots. And it's Portland with the rebound. Simons, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Kanter with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Portland again missing. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Clippers.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Yeah, it was impressive how they piled on the extra points, hitting the offensive glass, and then also winning the 50-50 ball battle.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Leonard.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
First free throw is good.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
Jones checked in for Portland. Outside, George. From deep. And Cantor pulls it down.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
And that one's good, Leonard.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Outside Jackson from deep 3-point range. That shot off.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden...
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. And coming to you today from Portland, we are nearly ready for the...
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then there's Doncic, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Trailblazers, Giles is out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Powell in at the 2 spot. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Doncic. Collects the 2-pointer near the hoop. Terrific talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. And that one's good. Doncic.
You know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
Now here's Lillard. In the corner, Powell with it. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Down low. And a lot of contact on that one. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's called about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of us, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff. Yeah, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Richardson the pass to Doncic. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Now, here's Kanter. Kicks it to Powell. 6 to shoot. Back to Kanter. Banked in off the glass.
And really inside the paint is where Kanter thrives. His dominant approach lets him just own that space.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And Lillard kicks to Powell. .106 left to play here in the first. From the stripe, here's Kanter. Pass to Powell. Off the left rim and out.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought that was definitely automatic.
Finney Smith passes to Doncic. Count it.
How about 5 straight made from the field to start?
And the defense hasn't been able to do anything to stop him. And when that's the case, just keep feeding the hot hand.
Here's Hollis Jefferson after Luka Doncic's bucket. It's tipped. Powell with the steal. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Here's Doncic, and it's blocked. 4-on-3 break. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
Yeah, he is a high riser for sure. Hollis Jefferson, a walking highlight reel when he gets to the rim.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
Fellas, that's exactly why they look to get...
It's all tied in Portland. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Jalen Brunson out there with Burke. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward position. And it's McCollum off the drive. And yes, it's good.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost. And when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
Here's Powell. And that one drops. Powell's got the lead back up to 2 now for the Mavs.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse for him.
And the basket by McCollum.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Here's Burke. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Here's Simons. That one misses. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort. Powell in the high post. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Powell's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Cullen passes to Cannon. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Burke with it. To the paint. Here's Powell. Count that bucket. Powell's got 8 points in the quarter. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place.
And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Redick against McCollum. Passes it to Nurkic. Releases. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
And they get it back. Trailblazers trail by 4. McCollum with the ball. Out guarded by Reddick. And the basket by McCollum.
Never seems to shy away from playing in attack mode. McCollum likes to keep the pressure on the D. And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
McCollum finds Nurkic. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Here's McCollum. He's got 8. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Richardson attacking. And he lays it straight in. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Pass to Pop. A 3-ball. No good on that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist by Doncic. Richardson's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Lillard against Doncic. 13 feet away. 5 to shoot. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Boy, great effort on defense there against a guy who typically makes that.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, Josh Richardson, really the kind of guy every team could use because he's got a well-balanced 3-and-D game. He does a lot for his team, brings a lot of value to whoever he plays for. Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basket. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 12 points, and that does it for our.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson out there with Anthony. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Giles in at the center filling out the middle. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half. Doncic against Lillard. Here's the pass to Giles, and he dunks it down.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead has got down to 11 on the bucket from Lillard.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And they double up Doncic. Porzingis, good, and the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got 5 points now this quarter.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Lillard dishes to Powell. Here's Finney-Smith. He's still scoreless so far in this one. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And that's miscue number 2 for them tonight. On the whole, they've been doing a great job of taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, there's a reason, Greg, they've held on to this lead. I mean, being very cautious and controlled with their passing and execution offensively.
Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. Then for the Mavericks, Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Redick comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Burke in for Doncic. Pass to Powell. Dallas again turning it over. A different look now for Portland. Jones comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Hardaway comes in for Richardson. Pass to Anthony. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Up top, Burke. Taken away by Anthony. And here's the fast break. Powell with it. Hardaway picks him up. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there. Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Trailblazers trail by 9.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you got to remember, Porzingis missed the full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Robert Covington. Enes Kanter comes in for Anthony. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. Lillard at 10, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to lose.
It's a solid blueprint. Cauley-Stein goes in. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Lillard against Brunson. Kanter kicks to Lillard. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Lillard's got 12.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Giles. Derek Jones comes in for Hollis-Jefferson. McCollum's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Trailblazers trail by 5. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. We've got 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dallas again missing.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And McCollum launches it from deep, and he hits it to tie the game up. 15 points in the game.
I don't think the range surprises anyone anymore. CJ, he got it in. How about that? Wow.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Mavericks lead by 3 from Portland. We're back in a moment. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Luka Doncic. Bogdanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Man, I like how close Porzingis gets to the rim. I mean, he knows when he's this deep, the defense really has no chance to keep him from dunking.
The dish now to McCollum. Over Porzingis. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Bogdanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Here's McCollum. 9 for 9, looking deadly accurate. That guys, he cannot miss.
And such a clever score. McCollum can unleash the floater, the pull-up. He's got it all.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. J.J. Redick's checked in for the Mavericks.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
McCollum against Richardson. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Doncic against Lillard. Back to Nurkic. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Lillard. Portland needs to get off a shot. Camp it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Nurkic.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
And Doncic, here we go. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Now Lillard. And the basket is good.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Up top, Doncic. Out to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Dallas.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Cantor comes in for Robert Covington. And Norman Powell subbed in for McCollum for the Trailblazers. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Cantor. And McCollum subbed in for Norman Powell. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Doncic with it. Now defended by McCollum. Here's Porzingis. Lillard with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
McCollum finds Anthony. Basket counts.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Doncic feeling it out. Dishes it to Powell. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2.
One of the things I really like about Dwight Powell is that he doesn't play outside of himself. He plays to his strengths.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Harry Giles.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
They double-team McCollum. Here's Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time for McCollum. Nurkic has got 4 points in the quarter.
And the swag Nurkic plays with, it's infectious. He doesn't back down from taking a big shot.
Porzingis inside. Anthony on him. Shot clock at 6. Here's Powell. It drops.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to McCollum. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Here's Burke. Here's Powell outside for Redick. Porzingis inside, covered by Anthony. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And you can tolerate gaps like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Doncic against Lillard. Count it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Money!
You know what, guys? You want the ball in Porzingis' hands in clutch moments. Why? He's an impact player.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Guys, what's your take?
And they need a miracle, guys. They don't have enough time for the catch-and-shoot three, so the only hope is for an alley-oop and an and-one to finish out.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss.
The city of Dallas. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the power forward position. And for Dallas, We've got Doncic. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Now, here's Doncic. They grab their own miss. Porzingis passes to Finney Smith. A three-pointer off the mark. Now, here's Leonard. It's hauled in by Richardson.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working. I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
Now, here's Doncic. Passes it to Marjanovic. Doncic against Morris. Shot clock at 5. Out to Doncic. Hands it from downtown. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
On the wing, George. Here's Leonard. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Kicks it out to Richardson. Pass to Marjanovic. Dallas moving the ball around. Doncic against Beverly. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Finney Smith. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Here's Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said is you can coach a lot of different ways. You can win a lot of different ways. But you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Hardaway kicks to Brunson. And there's the pass to Cauley Stein. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
And here's Jackson. Pass to Oturu. To the middle. And George gets it to go.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Brunson against Jackson. Now here's Brunson. Tight defense on him. Hardaway, no good. Clippers leading by 3. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes it to Oturu. Powell with the steal. Pass break, Dallas. On the wing, Jackson. Oturu, the pass to George. Shot from 12. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
And that stifling defensive call is...
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
We've got Hardaway. Trey Burke is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Cauley Stein in at the center filling out the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Now here's Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Shoots the 3. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Mavericks trail by 3. On the wing, Doncic. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Here's Los Angeles now. Here's Mann. Rebounded by Hardaway.
When you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And, Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Here's Mann. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shot's good by Kennard. Kennard's got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles.
Listen, he hits that shot on a regular basis. Give credit to the offense for getting him a clean look.
The drive by Doncic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got 5 now.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Now, here's Kennard. Back to Jackson. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Powell kicks to Doncic. Here's Zubac. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And the dunk by Zubac.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Oturu, the pass to Zubac. Here's Mann. By Hardaway. The pass to Kennard. Misses off the left iron.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Doncic, and he makes good on the layup. Doncic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
You got to remember that Luka Doncic is so much more than a shooter. He's got every shot in his arsenal, even amongst the trees in there.
Now, here's Kennard. Zubac in the post. Guarded by Powell. Kennard for 3. Powell with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Burke.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Kennard's shot is off.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Hardaway dishes to Powell. Pass to Doncic. Back to Powell. And Doncic, here we go. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. Morris passes to George. From outside the arc, it's rebounded by Dallas.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
A floater and the layup by George. George has got his second bucket.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Outside, Redick. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Follow it.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was... And that's good.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that, more than anything, allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Here's Finney Smith. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Kicks it out to Richardson. Stolen by George. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Clippers moving the ball around. Leonard on the wing. Porzingis against Morris. And he banks in the layup. Morris has got his team on the board first here in the second half for Los Angeles. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Now, here's Beverly after Luka Doncic's miss. And Beverly kicks to George. No good on the 3.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. Here's Richardson. Back to Doncic. From down in the low post, it goes. Doncic has got 9 points.
Well, their first basket in 4 tries. Can that trigger a little bit of good shooting here? We'll find out.
Back to George. Down low, Cousins, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
How about the power that Boogie Cousins brings to the table? Tough matchup for any defender.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Marjanovic, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. The Clippers also making some changes. Patterson, he's checked in for Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverley. Brunson kicks to Hardaway. Offensive rebound. Porzingis passes to Finney Smith. Back to Porzingis. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in.
And to me, this is what KP has got to do. Porzingis has the size and length to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Leonard with no one around. Los Angeles with another miss. The Mavericks trailing. Porzingis passes to Brunson. For the lead, it's rebounded by Leonard. For Los Angeles, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Leonard's got his first basket.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Brunson against Jackson. Porzingis passes to Brunson. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Jackson against Brunson. Jackson dishes to Patterson. Count the basket.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
There's 53 seconds left in the third. Brunson finds Richardson. Porzingis with the ball. Out to Hardaway. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. J.J. Redick's checked in for Hardaway. And Trey Burke subbed in for Richardson. Now, here's Zubac. Outside Jackson. Back to Zubac. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Powell, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Good on both. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Dallas. It's a 5-point game. Cauley-Stein in the post. Passes to Burke from 10 feet out. That one off the back iron and out. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers lead by... Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Redick in at the shooting guard. Now here's Porzingis. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. Clippers leading by 5. Left side, George. Dishes it to Patterson. Back to George. Patterson with it. And it's Richardson picking him up. And stolen by Patterson. George passes to Patterson. Porzingis with the steal. Hardaway finds Doncic. Marjanovic down low. Patterson's there. Marjanovic, no good. The Clippers shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Morris inside. Guarded by Hardaway. Morris with the bucket. And the Clippers lead by 7.
I'll tell you, you have to take pride in finishing through contact. You get the sense Marcus Morris relishes that chance.
Doncic against Morris. No good with the elbow jumper.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
The jump hook, and again the Clippers good for two.
Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Leonard comes in for Patrick Patterson. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Doncic against Beverly. Inside. George against Richardson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Morris has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Well, at a healthy 235, Marcus Morris is pretty good at throwing his weight around, especially on the glass.
Doncic with it. He's picked up by Cousins. Back to Doncic. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
Now here's Leonard to the inside. And Cousins gets it to go.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Doncic. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Hardaway out to Porzingis. Uncovered. Nice jump shot. Good.
Well, we see a de-emphasis of the mid-range shot opportunities in today's NBA, but Porzingis excels in that area.
Now, here is Morris. George finds Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. Back to George. Beverly the pass to George. Good on the triple.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Doncic against Beverly. Richardson outside for the three. The shot, no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. Leonard on the wing. Nobody near George. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks trail by 12.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Clippers.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Paul George.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Now the Mavericks moving it up. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist from Hardaway. Richardson's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Mavs. Beverly finds George. From past the arc. Sinks the triple.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the youth.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Enes Kanter is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Powell in at the two-guard spot. And for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the three spot. Lillard from outside. Paul George grabs the miss. Nurkic the pass to Powell. Nurkic kicks to Powell. Second chance shot, just 5 on the clock. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Entering the NBA, I knew he needed to develop his mid-range game, but he did it, and it's opened things up for him.
Here's George, and then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Now here's Powell. Nurkic finds Lillard. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, you don't see that very often. A wide open three is usually like a layup for him.
And here's Beverly. Right side Leonard. Here's George. Nurkic with the block.
His coaches and teammates like this type of energy. Nurkic demonstrating that he could be an anchor on the defense.
And George gets it to go.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now, here's Nurkic. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Shoots over Cousins, and Nurkic gets it to go.
A physical player with a large frame. Nurkic was seemingly unbothered by the contact.
Beverly, the pass to George. Launches it. That doesn't go either for George. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Lillard. They get it back. Cantor. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Lillard. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Cantor. Goes up with it again. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Over Morris. George against Powell. Pass to Cantor. Portland needs to get off a shot. Tries yet again. Nurkic kicks to Hollis Jefferson. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Powell. Over Morris. Here's Cantor. The feed to Nurkic. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
Here's Leonard. And Cantor pulls it down.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against him. That's just great work inside.
Here's Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Cousins has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ahead. And Morris throws it down.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Lillard, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Outside Leonard. Shoots over Powell. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Lillard outside. In the corner, Powell with it. To the paint. Here's Cantor. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 5th rebound in this one. The shot by George, wide open. A three-pointer, no good.
He's got to be disappointed with his performance, but it'll be easier to swallow if they keep the lead.
Back to Lillard. He feeds it to Nurkic, and stolen by Cousins. Picked off in midair. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clippers lead. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
what we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Robert Covington. He's out there with Anthony. Giles is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. Now here's McCollum. The pass to Simons. Back to McCollum. It's stolen. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Jackson. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like it.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But two other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project him to be what.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Lillard surveying the D. Pulls up. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. He kicks to Nurkic. Portland moving the ball around. George against Powell. George passes to Leonard. Back to George. Out left to the wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Morris. The baseline J off the mark. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
There's Hollis Jefferson, and it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Leonard against Powell. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 4.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebounding. Unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Pass to Cantor. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. Here's Hollis Jefferson. The shot's good from Cantor.
A true inside-outside player. We know Cantor can hit a 3, but he's at his best closer in.
Passes it to Leonard. There's 37 seconds left in the first half. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Now, here's Lillard. 20 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Down low, here's Hollis Jefferson. Rebound by the Clippers. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Leonard, no luck. Here's Lillard. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with... And that's...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. The Clippers in the lead. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Beverly in at the point guard.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Anthony down low, defended by George. Anthony's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 4. On the wing, George, defended by Covington. Cousins dishes to Beverly. Just 5 to shoot. Here's George. And no good that time. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Cullen passes to Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate who likes hitting his open guys.
90 seconds now into the second half. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Here's Simons. No points in the game yet for him. Inside. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
This is why they go to him. When the game is tight, he ups his intensity level.
George against McCollum. The 8-footer, and George finishes inside. George has got 9 points.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. Now, that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Portland also making some changes. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Giles, and Lillard subbed in for McCollum. Kennard's shot is off.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas. The rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Jones kicks to Anthony. Oturu with the rebound.
You got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to, how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Man passes to Jackson. Now Zubac, covered by Hollis Jefferson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get them. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And he makes both free throws. Trailblazers trail by 8. Simons the pass to Powell. To the wing right side. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Hollis Jefferson's got 6 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And the pass to Zubac. Jackson looking around. 5 to shoot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Enes Kanter.
This is ridiculous. The D has to do better. You just can't whack Jackson on these type of shots.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Pass to Kanter. Back to Powell. It's intercepted. Now here's Kennard. Covered by Hollis Jefferson. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Five on the clock. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And with a bigger role, Kennard continues to blossom. An efficient, intelligent scorer who plays to his strengths.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Simons.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, no need to give the ball back here. You want to close this quarter with momentum.
To the middle, here's Kanter. And he overshot that one, missing. And so it's Los Angeles going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3. 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to McCollum. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Beverly with the ball. Pass to Cousins. Back to Beverly. Passes to Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. McCollum dishes to Cantor. McCollum outside. Cantor finds Lillard. Back to Cantor. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Now Beverly. The pass to Leonard. Tries it from 9. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
McCollum outside. Pass to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Here's Cantor. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Morris with the ball. Cantor cover. Outside for George. And here's Leonard. He gets it in there.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Here's Lillard. Portland no good that time either. Clippers leading by 16. Beverly looking around. Down low, Cousins lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Oh, and they're showing no signs of letting up. I love this approach right now. They value each possession.
Here's Nurkic, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong.
1:43 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Beverly, and the layup falls. Beverly's got his first points in this one.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up to score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
Lillard finds McCollum. And good that time.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for George.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was the complete package.
That one goes in.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Didn't think that was going to go in. And the Clippers lead by 17.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
It's good.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And here's George for 3. Nailed from three-point land.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
And it's Lillard missing. Outside Leonard. George from deep three-point land. No good there. So it's Los Angeles winning this one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.